Hello there, my name is Sixo, but more on that later, as now it's time for a brand new Toy of the Week video. And today we're talking G1 toys with weird and wonderful makeovers, as personally speaking, it's one of my favourite parts of Transformers collecting. I don't know what it is, but there's just something so exciting about seeing a well-trodden mold decked out in some unexpected or even quite outlandish colour scheme. It's like they're at once entirely familiar, yet somehow completely new, providing the opportunity for fresh eyes on an already familiar design. Now, without a doubt, the biggest vein of quirky or perhaps even offbeat repaints of original series toys was the steady stream of eHobby exclusives put out by Takara throughout the early 2000s, which brought to life some amazing examples of how to breathe new life into toys that are already decades old. However, whilst eHobby may have had a hand in some of the most notorious examples, it's by no means the only way that we've been gifted some of the incredible G1 recolors we've received over the years, as today's spotlight will illustrate. The other thing to mention is that whilst the toy we're looking at today is indeed a homage to the pre-Transformers Diaclone line of toys, that's not the only inspiration you'll find for such peculiar paint jobs either. I think sometimes there's a tendency to believe that G1 character plus weird colours equals Diaclone homage, and that's not always the case, even though today it is. Anyway, it's interesting to see how some of these repaints have since been adopted as entirely new characters in their own right, with a few even finding a whole new audience in more recent Transformers toy lines. Indeed, today's spotlight is a great example again, as Generation Select's Tigertrack is a new toy that's currently causing a lot of excitement online, and is of course a repaint of the already popular Siege Sideswipe mold. So, with a new toy on the way, what better time to go back to where it all began and take a look at the original Generation 1 Tigertrack. Tigertrack is a Generation 1 toy from Takara and was released to much excitement back in 2003. The toy is of course a yellow repaint of the original Sideswipe design and transforms into the unmistakable alternate form of a Lamborghini Countach. Together, these two make for a simply incredible double act, with complementing colour schemes providing a true feast for the eyes. Not that Tigertrack can't hold your attention all on his own mind, as the mould looks nothing short of breathtaking in this gorgeous canary yellow paint job. That's to say nothing of just how striking Tigertrack appears in his robot form. He's the very definition of how gorgeous some G1 Transformers can be. But what's the story behind this character anyway, and how did it come to be that the Sideswipe design was repainted in yellow? Well, the 2003 release is an exclusive to Figure King magazine, which to this day is a monthly publication covering all kinds of toy-related merchandise. Yet Tigertrack's origins go back much further, as the toy is actually a homage to the pre-Transformers Diaclone line, and the original release of the mold that would become Sideswipe in Transformers. Number 15 New Countach LP500S was released in 3 colours overall, also including black and the much more familiar red. It was actually the second Countach design, with the original being the very first toy released in the Diaclone Car Robots lineup. That toy would of course go on to become known as Sunstreaker in Transformers, although now with a brand new yellow paint job all of its own. Perhaps interestingly, there's evidence that Sunstreaker was originally planned to retain his Diaclone red colour scheme, which explains those shoulder stickers for starters. Moreover, it seems that Sideswipe was also planned to be yellow to begin with, so the design we now know as Tigertrack could have actually been much more familiar indeed. The mix-up doesn't end there, as the tech specs for both characters contain hints that they were swapped during production, with Sunstreaker's reference to firing rockets matching the shoulder-mounted rocket launcher on Sideswipe, and Sideswipe's piledriver ability corresponding perfectly to the shoulder accessories on Sunstreaker, which can be used in place of his hands. It means that things could have looked very different, with a yellow sideswipe being known as Sunstreaker and a red Sunstreaker being known as Sideswipe, but at least we got Tigertrack out of it all, eh? Anyway, suffice it to say that Tigertrack makes for an excellent homage to the toy's roots, and adds a much needed yellow zing to the Autobot ranks. It really is a gorgeous specimen, especially thanks to the wonderful tampos found on areas such as the chest, not to mention those stunningly shiny stickers elsewhere. He also features that firing rocket launcher accessory, which in this case is fully spring-loaded on account of it not being a Hasbro release. Transformation is a simple affair, with only a few twists and turns required, although it remains a lot of fun and makes a big impact overall. After all, when both modes are as gorgeous as this, you want to be able to flip between them with ease, allowing you to enjoy all of the delights that this toy has to offer. Overall, it's amazing to see Generation 1 designs released in such fantastic colour schemes, but Tigertrack is definitely one of the nicest examples I can think of. Even better then, the character was brought back for the first time in the Masterpiece line in 2013, with MP12T being a hugely welcome repaint of the Lambor mould. As it was with the G1 toys, Masterpiece Tigertrack proves to be a dramatic spin on his red counterpart, breathing new life into a familiar design and looking rather special whilst doing it. In fact, it's hard not to be so struck by this version of Tigertrack that you end up thinking it's arguably the best version of the Sideswipe design in Masterpiece form. The toy was the first of many Diaclone nods in the Masterpiece line, beginning a trend of paying respect to the franchise's roots with contemporary designs. Perhaps that's why it feels so rewarding to see Takara Tomy at it again with the new Generation Selects toy, as for the third time in Transformers history, Tigertrack is ready to roar. One thing's for sure though, no matter how many toys the character receives in the future, that original 2003 release that paved the way will remain very special indeed. So the other thing I just want to touch on quickly with this guy is his name, Tigertrack. It's just amazing, no? I mean, of all the identities that have been carved for repaints of old Transformers toys, this strikes me as one of the most memorable and definitely one of the coolest. However, it's also one of the most inaccurately recalled names I can think of in the Transformers franchise. So to clarify, it's definitely Tigertrack, singular, and not Tigertracks, plural. Unless you want to buy multiples of him, and then I guess it's up to you. In any case, the new Generation Selects Deluxe Tigertrack is available to pre-order from TFSource now, so I'll go ahead and put a link to their listing in today's video description. And that's your lot, so a big thank you for watching, and don't forget to drop me a like if indeed you enjoyed today's video. Quick final shout out to all my Patreon supporters as well. Otherwise that's it from me, so enjoy the rest of your day. TTFN.